Cheers, Tater Dom, and everyone else. What's going on, guys? Les Grow says go. Jaron, Tim Lewis. Nice to see everybody. It's been a while. I've been busy. A bit busy. Let's get a drink poured. Oh, man. Actually, I'm gonna save that glass. A wonderful night for some drinking in blinds. Hey, wait. Something's going on. The messages aren't displaying on the screen. But hail to the Redskins. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate that. Dude, this season is crazy. Completely unexpected. But we got the quarterback. That's all that matters. My quarterback was traded? Hell no. There we go. Alright, they're popping up now. YouTube is not... Jesus Christ, man. Getting all kinds of error messages. Whatever. I am ignoring. DMV Spirits Glen. Yeah, it is. Usually I don't... I think these small glens are... They make it much harder to nose. And taste. Damn. And this looks like a giant pour. Wild Turkey 70. That's our warm-up tonight. Now I'll put it over there. I like to warm up my palate with 101. So the 70th anniversary really is nice. It's like a nice step up from the 101. Everyone mentioned the Discord and all. Yeah, the Discord blew up, man. Discord is popular. Too popular, maybe. But I'm glad it's serving its purpose. Let's grow. I'm doing good. How you doing, man? Drinking number 7 Jack and Coke. Dude, classic. There you go. And mixed yourself, I hope. Because you can buy them now in the cans, but it's not the same. It is not the same. Dude, I'm never gonna get tired of Wild Turkey 101. Never. Yeah. The Discord, the problem with the Discord, Rem, is I don't wanna, I mean, it's, at this point, it's like half, I guess it's mostly for the ABC drops. So, I don't know if I should open a new Discord for my channel But that seems stupid. It seems like I should just use the one with a bunch of members. So I don't want to limit it because, like, it's kind of for the channel too. But I don't know, man. Discord's a bit of a headache. Bit of a headache. C Money's drinking John J. Bowman. Very nice. Very nice. God damn it. Now the mouse isn't working. It's crazy. Crazy how this stuff happens. Frank says, did I get an EHT barrel proof yet? No, I didn't. I didn't get one. And I don't have the energy to find all the bottles anymore. But hopefully I'll run into one at some point. We'll see. Foolproof Hunter, my man. Sipping Camp Nelson F. Kentucky Spirit. Very good, sir. Dude. I honestly think... I don't know. Actually, I haven't compared the Kentucky Spirits, but the Russell single barrels from Camp Nelson F are noticeably different. I'm not going to say they're, like, noticeably better because it probably depends on the palate. I like them more, though. But who the hell knows? John Shank. Cheers from Yorktown. Cheers, John Shank. Thank you for the support, Rem, and the kind words. Knob Creek 12, nice. Jaren's telling me to grab all the subs. Yeah, man. HTTC, alright, I can't click on all the comments. But I appreciate everybody commenting. K-Shin DC, what's up, dude? No luck on the each Taylor barrel proof. I checked a couple of times, man. I don't have the energy to check like I was when the system first switched over. I was checking a lot, and I'm not doing that anymore. Oh man, this is actually, I can actually nose this wild turkey. A lot of stuff I pour in this tiny ass glass, and I get nothing on the nose. But this actually smells nice. And one sip makes a pretty big dent. Oh, Jaren wished me a happy belated birthday. Thank you. Dude, I got this for my birthday. This is the first Washington football merchandise that I have received in quite some time. Oh man, Foolproof Hunter? Yes. If you've noticed, the posts on my channel have been few and far between since like December. I think I've only put out like 2 videos in the past 2 months, but I'm trying to crank it back up. I need to get more videos out soon. But yeah, dude, I think a lot of people don't realize running a YouTube channel is actually a lot of work, especially if you're editing everything yourself and recording everything yourself. Dude, it's a shitload of work, man. It really is. You just have to like stick with it long enough, I guess, that eventually, this is what I'm telling myself at least. You stick with it long enough that you can hire somebody to edit the videos, and that'll save a lot of time. Editing is by far the most time consuming process. But yeah, Shane, I can wear this for a solid 6 months. But they're gonna, dude, with the quarterback, they're gonna be good again next year. They're gonna be good for 10 years. Did not do anything really for my birthday. Had dinner with my immediate family. Wife and kids and my parents. And that was enough for me. That was enough. Getting old though. Alright. So, I have a blind that I'm excited about. They sent me some samples from Blind Barrels. And this is not a promotion. I have no idea if this is going to be good or not. But it sounds really cool. So I'm hoping that it'll be good. I just have to read the... I already read the instructions. Basically, actually this is like a little... This is a rundown of what they sent me. There are hints on here, so I'm not reading this. But... I'll turn that over. It's cool. Let me show you what this looks like. And presumably you guys can order these too. This is like their 10th release. So I'm not sure how much it costs. That's probably an important aspect. But they send you 4 little sample bottles with the QR code on the back. So you can blind whatever's in them and try and guess what they are. And they could be anything, I guess. But they also say like you get a deal on the bottle if you order the bottle through them. Like if you like one of the 4 and you want to order a bottle, you can order a bottle, which sounds cool too. Oh, they give you a little tasting cheat sheet on the back. I'm gonna hang on to that. But yeah, this is... I've never done a blind, like totally blind. Like where I have absolutely no idea what's even in the blind. So this is... I'm excited to do it. I feel like it's gonna be fun. It gives me a chance to look really stupid, which I'm always up for. Damn, dude, this wild turkey went quick. It is noticeably better than the regular 101. Noticeably better, I would say. Alright, so my only thought is, do I pour all these at once? Or do I pour these one at a time? I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm already mixing them up. A, B, C, D. They do look like cheap cologne bottles, I have to say. They really do. And they're 50 milliliter, I think. So that's like a pour and a half. We're going to make it like 2 pours, I guess. But I'm a fan of the process. Oh, let me use the Glen. They send you a Glen, too. It feels like a nice sturdy Glen. It's not marked on the bottom, but it feels like it's got more weight. Yeah, it's definitely slightly heavier. So we'll use it for one of them, at least. So this is A. 6/24. What is that, the month? Yeah, they all say 6/24. Alright, so I'm gonna go light on these. Since I have 4 to go through, and maybe we'll drink more. Is D the dark? Yeah, you're right. D does seem to be the darkest. It's kind of hard to tell. A looks fairly light. Ooh. These are whiskey, I hope. If they're poison, they went through a lot of trouble to seal the tops. And it's probably not the best business strategy because most of the people you send them to would die. But you never know. I'm a risk taker though. Mix them all, Frank says. Have like an infinity glass. Alright, let me see how much I drink. I feel like I don't need that much. If I have any left over, I'll do an infinity glass. And we can mix them. I might want to taste them before I commit to an infinity glass, because they might go really poorly with each other. You never know. I like the weight of this glass, though. Alright, this tastes like a... I'm sorry, this smells like a malt whiskey. I don't know if it's a single malt or just a malt. Bob says he's done the blind barrels before and they're usually craft distilleries. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, that's one of the things that they promoted, that they're an American company trying to promote other American companies, which you gotta love. But I don't know. I'm a big fan of craft for the most part. They're not all good. I'm assuming that craft distilleries and American, I think they're all American. That's why I'm just making sure this is not a Scotch. Because it does kind of smell like an unpeated Scotch, but my guess so far is American single malts. Damn it. Now YouTube says I signed out. What the hell, dude? Alright. The nose is okay. It smells like a solid single malt. Like a lot of light fruit, pear, apple, strawberry maybe. Not a lot of oak. All right, let's try it. Okay. It's good. Very light. Very light. This has got to be low proof. But it's real sweet. Light fruits on the palate also. It tastes like exactly like it smells. No surprises. Alright, so that's A. I guess I'm gonna have to get a new glass for each. I like that A. If you're a fan of American single malts, that's probably a good one to get people into single malts, because it's light, it's sweet, super easy to drink. Not by any means like one of the best single malts I've ever had, but it's absolutely fine. Whoa. What the hell is this? What? Well, this is totally different. You know what? Let's pour them all so we can... This one has water drops. There's one without water drops. Yes. God. Alright. We good. Maybe the best whiskey of my life. I'm hoping I'm gonna find one in here that's like really good. $50 bottles, I believe. Damn it. I like how they pour. Whoa. Oh yeah, that's the darkest. That's fine. Alright. Dude, come on. I can't stand when this little thing doesn't break off. There we go. It's stupid, but whatever. This smells crazy. This B glass smells absolutely crazy. Let's do a quick nose of C and D. What? Why does it smell weird? That smells a bit weird. What? Frankly, these all smell very unusual. Like, none of these smell like whiskeys that I'm super familiar with, except for the first one is clearly malty. Alright, we'll let these open up. I think glass B has had some time to open up, so we'll move on with that one. Alright, so this one also smells malty, but it's got some red fruit on the nose too. Like strawberry or grape. This has to be finished in sherry or some kind of wine barrel. It has to. It has to be. That's my guess on the nose. Single malt finished in wine casks. Let's try it. Ooh. This is actually really good. Also low proof. It feels like it might be slightly higher than Glass A, but this is like super sweet. It's like a fruit punch. Yeah, I can't even begin to guess the distillery. But it's probably like it could be like Virginia Distilling Co. One of those single malt manufacturers. This smells weird. Is that the glass? I'm just seeing if there's like something going on with this one. Alright, hang on. I'm just making sure I didn't put it in a dirty glass. Something smells like pee, dude. Seriously. I didn't want to say that something smells like pee. Unless I'm 100% sure that it's not a weird glass or something. But it smells the same in this glass, so. Ugh. With all the brands there are, will it be complicated for him? Oh, for me? I guess. Yeah, there's a lot of brands. Don't expect me to guess what brands I'm drinking. Especially at a craft distilleries. If these were like bigger distilleries, maybe I could guess like Brown Foreman or Wild Turkey or something. Buffalo Trace. But yeah, craft, there's no way I'm gonna. I mean, best I'm gonna be able to guess the proof, maybe. The type of whiskey it is, and if there's like a finish. I would like to be able to guess that as well. Dude, whatever's in C is not my jam. I don't know if this is malt. This doesn't smell malty. It smells bad. It smells really bad, dude. Really bad. I don't know if bad is a tasting note. I don't see it on their little chart here. Let's see. Chemical, maybe. Soapy, not really. It does smell chemically though. A bit. Alright, let's taste this and get it over with. Okay. Much better on the palate than the nose. Maybe this is one of those where like it's an acquired an acquired taste or an acquired nose. I don't know though. The palate was actually delightful, I have to say. It's very sweet. Not much complexity. It's a bit fruity, a bit brown sugary. I don't know if this one's a malt. This one might not be a single malt. Yeah. Let's move on. That's enough time on Class C. This actually smells really good now. Wow. D is opened up beautifully. I took a quick nose when I first poured it, and it was a bit, smelled kind of headsy. Like ethanol, very strong. Now it's like very caramel forward. Caramel, vanilla, like leaping out of the glass. This could be a really good one. I want to say oaky, but not like old oaky. Kind of like double oaked oaky though. And since this one's so much darker, I would guess this is got to be a double oaked, which is up my alley. So I feel like I'm gonna like Glass D. It is a nice color, right? Dude, beautiful color. It's hard for me to see the color, honestly, because I have lights in my face. Yeah. I have a feeling it's not super old, but I think it's double oaked. We'll see. We'll see. It might be fairly old. Let me try it. It had me going. It had me going for a minute, and then it's just a little bit it's a little proofy on the finish. I don't even think the proof is that high, but oh man, it's almost like the flavor of the barrel goes away like mid palate, and it's just kind of leaves the alcohol in your mouth. I don't know if that makes sense, but like if you took really good whiskey and you put it on a cotton ball and you like sucked the good whiskey flavor out and you were left with the alcohol, that's kind of what it tasted like on that first sip. But I don't know, man. Could be small barrels. That's a fair point. Yeah, this is not bad. I mean, for craft whiskey, it's got some stuff that I like. This one I think is a bourbon. This one has to be a bourbon. It's got to be the highest proof of the bunch. And I'm gonna say it's not real old. I feel like it's like 4 or 5 years old, maybe. But Has to be small barrels or double oaked. Has to be. But I like to try Jack Daniel's single barrel proof Hero Selection Rye. That's 139. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen that bottle going around. Shh, Daddy's working. I like the name. Dude, send me a DM on Instagram or Discord or something. I'm curious to try that. If you want to send me a sample, I'd be happy to give you my thoughts. Absolutely. Ugh. This one I'm just a little bit disappointed how much I like the nose, and the palate just left me a little disappointed. All right, I'm gonna read the hints, and then we can look up what these are in a minute, because they give you hints. So here, I'm gonna read this to everybody. Welcome to our 10th release. This box is something really special. To commemorate our shared journey in discovering all the innovation in top shelf whiskey made by American craft distillers. We are calling this release Legacy, honoring those distillers who are working to establish a new tradition of craft whiskey. Those who are reigniting old stories and types of whiskeys, and honoring you, our community of members, who are continually inspiring us with your passion and curiosity for the world of whiskey. Alright, whatever. Here are the hints. A glass A. I guess this is glass A. They don't put a letter next to the hints, but they are in order. So, a reintroduction to a type of whiskey that Ben Franklin used to bring over to England. A reintroduction to a type of whiskey that Ben Franklin used to bring over to England. Not from England, to England. If anybody has any ideas, please put it in the chat. This actually might be fun. You guys can try and guess what these are. I have no idea. What the hell did Ben Franklin bring over to England? I mean, you would guess rye, because rye is like America's first spirit, because they couldn't grow, I don't know, but this is definitely not a rye. That's the thing. Glass A has to be a malt whiskey. I will pour more if I have to. I mean, unless I'm like mentally handicapped, this is not a rye. Based on the description, I mean, that hint makes it sound like a rye, but I don't know. Maybe these are not in order. Alright, you know what? I'm changing my mind. These can't be in order, because the next hint says a well-aged bourbon that comes from a whiskey outlaw legend from a now lost distillery. This glass number 2, there's no way this is a bourbon. No way. No way. This is single malt. Single malt, single malt. Alright, so these are not in order. Let's establish that. A well-aged bourbon that comes from a whiskey outlaw legend from a now lost distillery. Alright, I guess this has to be the well-aged bourbon. Maybe it is older, and it's not double oaked. I don't know about that. But okay, all right. Let me read the rest of the hints. A rye whiskey that uses a triticale, a fun wheat-rye hybrid, as a flavor grain. Okay. And the last hint is a whiskey collaboration with a craft brewery based on a stout beer recipe. Alright, so two of these just say whiskies. So I'm going to assume that those are the single malts. So these have to be the single malts. Jesus Christ. The rye whiskey that uses triticale. A wheat rye hybrid is a flavor grain. None of these smell like rye. This one smells really weird. So maybe this is the rye. I don't know. All right. I have no idea what any of these are, but this has to be the bourbon. All right. Craft brewery based on a stout beer recipe. One of these has to be a collaboration with the brewery. I'm gonna say it's this one, because this tastes like a malt whiskey, but there's something going on here. This has some kind of finish. Maybe it's beer finished. And I'll say that this is whatever Ben Franklin brought over from here to England. Alright, I'm confusing myself. Let's find out what these are. I feel like I've done my best in terms of trying to guess. Alright, glass A. Glass A is, I remember this is the one I said was probably the lowest proof. And a nice, sweet single malt, nothing crazy. This is. Click to reveal sample A. Sample A is Axe Hole. Nice name. Axe Hole single malt whiskey. Here. Can you guys see that? I probably should have put these on the screen. Axe Hole single malt whiskey. Oh, this is the collaboration with the brewing company. Single malt is made in collaboration with Firestone Walker Brewing Company, utilizing a whiskey mash based on a sour style beer recipe. 84 proof, 3 years old, 100% malted barley. That's not bad for a 3-year-old single malt. That's kind of interesting. All right. Glass 2, or B. So this one I said had to be finished. Some kind of finished single malt. Sample B. No way, this is the rye? Unbent straight rye, bottled in bond. Get out of here, dude. This is the one with the weird wheat. The weird wheat recipe. Unbent straight rye from Texas. That's what this one looks like. Stop doing that. Interesting. This whiskey is a rare 4-grain whiskey featuring locally grown Elban rye. Triticale, a wheat rye hybrid. From just down the road, English pale malt. It is 20% malted barley, to be fair. And then they use some weird ass rye that makes it taste like a finished malt whiskey. So that is an incredibly malty rye whiskey. That means that this one has to be the Ben Franklin whiskey, Glass C. So let's find out what Glass C is. Liberty Pole. This is the one I said smelled like pee, right? Liberty Pole Spirits from Washington, Pennsylvania. Old Monongahela Rye. Full proof rye whiskey. This is 108 proof. Blend of 6 casks ranging from 3.5 to 4.5 years old. Wow. This is the weirdest rye whiskey I've ever tasted. That's what this one looks like. And like I said, it drank pretty well. It's just very weird nose. I don't think it can enter any spirit competitions with that nose. But the palate is pretty good. Alright, and the bourbon. It's saying a well-aged bourbon. I don't know what the hell that means. None of these so far have whiskey in them that are more than like 7 years old, so. Sample D. World Whiskey Society. Oh, this is a Doc Holliday. Doc Holliday 10-year. That is surprising. Interesting. 122 proof. So it was the highest proof. Not double oaked though. It's legitimately older whiskey. Yeah, the finish still leaves me a little bit flat. But I haven't tried any Doc Holliday. Ivy Mount Distillery from Georgia. $129 bottle. So if anybody wants to try this Doc Holliday, I don't know that it's worth $129. Maybe it needed a little more time to open up. This was fun though. This was cool. I like this blind barrel thing. Let me get these out of the way. Oh man. Dude, that threw me. Has anybody tried Doc Holliday? I'm curious. Some of these craft distilleries are crazy. I appreciate what they're doing though, using different ingredients, different types of grains that generally people don't use. Like those weird ass types of wheat and the wheat malted barley mix or whatever. I don't even remember what it said. Oh, wheat rye hybrid. There you go. Triticale. Dude, more power to you for doing interesting stuff. That's cool though. $15 flat rate shipping. You guys should check out Blind Barrels. I think they sent me a link if you want to try it, but I don't have it at the moment. So whatever. All right. Anybody else got anything they want to talk about? That was an elaborate blind. Need a clean glass now. Very elaborate blind. Dude, is my chat working? I guess. Nobody's talking. That's okay. Alright, one more drink and then I gotta go eat dinner. It's been a long day. Ooh, aged bourbon sweet spot. I like that question a lot. Yeah, so for me, I do like really old bourbon. A lot of my favorite bourbons are between like 12 and 17 years old. But sweet spot, I would say like 15 years. 15 years is pretty sweet spot. Doesn't get much better after the 15-year mark. But it depends how they're aged, because some you get a lot more oak on like a 12-year. Like the JD12 is very oaky. I'd say the JD12 is like as oaky as the Russell's 15. For whatever reason. Like the JD12 is much oakier than a Russell's 13. And sometimes you get like an 11-year-old that's very oaky. It just depends on the conditions that they're aged. 13 is, yeah, there's some perfectly aged at 13. I would say it definitely depends on the distillery. It depends, like, however their setup is. But I will say, like, after 10 years, somewhere around the 10-year mark, you start to get like those oaky notes that you just don't get at all in 8 or 9-year-old whiskey. Like 8 or 9-year-old bourbon is really good, and it's like it can be really sweet, and you can get delicious flavor profiles out of it. But something happens around the 10-year mark that just makes it so much better. Jaren, come on, man. I didn't say it's better than 13 or 15. I do think it's better than Russell's 13, actually. I like the JD12 better than the Russell's 13. It's not better than the 15, though. But I would say that they are comparable in the amount of oak that you taste. For some reason, the JD12 is just very oaky. I don't know why. Dude, somebody tell YouTube to stop giving me errors, man. Stop giving me errors. Yeah, Jaren, that's right, man. I have to blind JD12 and Russell's 13. Should I do it now, real quick? I don't have a clean glass, though. Do I? I have one. I just rinsed this one, too. Let me do that next live stream. I'll save something for next live stream. I haven't had a Russell's 13 in a while, though, so that should be a fair matchup. I need something to pour. Something to pour for the last pour of the evening. What's my favorite distillery? Aw, dude. That's hard. I like your distilleries. Wild Turkey. Wild Turkey makes my favorite whiskey at a lot of, like... They make a lot of my favorite whiskeys, I guess I should say. Like, the Russell's 15 has to be my favorite bourbon on the planet right now. And Rare Breed is, like, my favorite budget bourbon. But Brown-Forman is amazing, too. Although, like, Brown-Forman... Like, Woodford bothers me a little bit, and Old Forester bothers me a little bit. I mean, Woodford more so than Old Forester, because Woodford is... All their batch proofs are fairly young, which is kind of annoying. So it's like 150 or 180 bucks for like a 6-year-old heat cycled cask strength whiskey. Jack Daniel's has a lot of really good whiskeys at reasonable prices, though. And some of them are really old, too, which is nice. And Old Forester, I mean, they have the birthday bourbon that's old. And the 1924. 1924 is very good, but very expensive. I don't know. So I have mixed feelings about Old Forester and Woodford. But I love Jack Daniel's. So, Brown-Forman overall I do like a lot. Dude, and the Michter's 10s. Michter's 10s are Brown-Forman. So, those are incredible. I think the Michter's 10s are Brown-Forman. Pretty sure. Pour a pick that I love. Oh, that's good advice. Where's the pick that I love? Yeah. I love this one. We were talking about it earlier. This is a Camp Nelson F. Russell's. And again, I don't know that it's better than the Tyrone warehouses, but it is different. Very different than the Tyrones. Those are more brown sugar forward. This one's more complex. Definitely more complexity. You just found a Warehouse K. Floor 8, 136.6 proof. Wow, dude. That's got to be one of the higher ones I've seen. Old Forester 1924, 115 for a 10-year. Yeah, okay. Is it 115? I was thinking it was like 120, 130. I'll tell you what. If it was 150, if it was like 105 proof, I would have no problem with it. For a legacy distillery, they really should be able to put it out at like $10 a year or less. I'm sure they could if they wanted to. Or just make it, I mean, even better, make it 115 proof, like the 1920. Why not make it 115 proof? I don't understand. Even if they made it 101 proof, it would make me feel like I'm getting something. Like the, what's it called? The Remus Repeal Reserve. That's like roughly same age range and same price point. at least in Virginia, it's like 120 bucks. 10-year-old whiskey. They moved it from 100 to 101. And honestly, I felt better about spending $120 on it at 101 proof than I did the year before spending $120 on a 100 proof. I don't know if I'm talking clearly. I don't know if that made sense. But anyway, the price isn't far off. I agree with you, right, guy? The price isn't far off. It's just a little too much. And then in DC, they mark them up to like $300 or something crazy anyway. I will say, I think the JD10 is better than the, at least last year's batch of the JD10, I thought was better than the 1924. 1924, yes. $104 at Costco and then LAX, okay. I will say the 1924 has gotten better as I've drank it. Like, it took a while to open up, I think. Because I poured some, like, a week ago, maybe, and it was really good. Oh, shit. I'm shaking the camera there. Yeah, it's fair. You can't... It's not, like, a ridiculous price. Dude, this barrel pick at 9 years and 110 proof, I have to say is better than that Doc Holliday at 122 proof and 10 years old. Has anybody tried any Doc Holliday bourbon? I'm curious. That was the first one I've tried. Straight bourbon, aged 10 years. Distilled in Georgia. Ivy Mount Distillery in Georgia. Interesting mash bill, too. Oh, I just noticed this. It's 80% corn, 10% malted corn, 5% rye, 5% malted barley. That's very unusual. You don't see a lot of malted corn. But between the corn and the malted corn, that's 90% corn. It's a shitload of corn. I wonder if they added more rye, if that would give it a slightly better finish. Whiskey Bonded has a hazmat on his online shop. Huh. I'll check that out. Is the 2025 release out of the 1924? I haven't even seen it. Let me see if... Oh my god. Right, guys, got a sample of the Wyatt Earp 161 proof. Oh, it has met Doc Holliday, okay. I'm gonna do some more research on them. I think the whiskey's not bad. It's very interesting. All of these in that blind, they were all very interesting. Not that I loved every single one. I liked most of them, though. And I think that's really good for, like, if you like whiskey, you should taste stuff that that you don't normally taste. Kind of help your palate get acclimated to some new flavors. Yeah, you're right. The 1924 did drop in January last year, I think. So it should drop this year. I haven't seen it yet, though. Although Virginia's always way behind. Yeah, people just started reviewing it. They didn't send me a sample. Breaking Bourbon posted it a few weeks ago. I'll buy another one. I'm sure it's pretty similar. I feel like it's, well, I don't know. I kind of wonder if it'll be like the same exact flavor profile or if they plan on changing it up year to year. Jaren has both. I'll take a sample, dude. Pour me a sample. I'll compare them. Oh, man. Alright, guys. I'm getting tired. This was fun. Thank you to Blind Barrels. I might do another video or something with those. With that kit that they sent me. I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, the mixed reviews, I don't think anybody didn't like the whiskey. I think the only thing people were a little bit upset about was the price. Which, like I said, I don't think it's a ridiculous price. Just, you know, if it was like $20 cheaper, it would seem like a great deal. Dude, 2025, 1924 for a Weller Foolproof store pick, that sounds like you fleeced somebody. Well done. Doesn't matter. I mean, people should trade for whatever they want. Some people don't like Weller. Some people love Brown Foreman. But sounds like you got a good deal. Man, that's crazy. Alright, guys. Well, thanks to Blind Barrels. Thanks to everybody for hanging out. I'll be back next week, if not later this week. I'll get videos out in a more timely manner too. I have a lot of work to do, but I'm gonna get it out. I'm gonna get videos out. Whatever. Alright, good night, everybody. Oh, his family did a barrel pick. I was about to... Okay, that makes sense. So you didn't fleece him. No, you just... He was being nice. Well, if he was really nice, he would have just given you one, I guess. But you can't expect that from everybody. A little old-fashioned. Hey, man. Cheers, brother. I've seen your videos. You're cool. I'm sorry, man. It's the end of a long live stream. Not that long, but alright, I'm done making excuses. Let me just say goodnight to everybody and get the hell out of here.